rundown for you. We got B-Stick, Zedco, Shock, Neofrag, and of course Oscar, the aforementioned superstar, in the top 20 players in the world 2 years. A couple of years ago, admittedly. Yanko covering that. 1xBet believes G2 is the hot favorite, and as Oscar outlined, and as the desk have as well, that's the case. This is first Pro League for the Sinners, far from that from G2, and they want to have a knock on Nico's door here on ramp. Not bad, they've actually forced him off the line. Knock. Yeah, it's a very loud knock. Jax has been called upon. They go quietly though, so there isn't that instant sound cue confirmation that it's an all-in.
Yeah, and it's looking like a retake setup on A right now from G2. You can see Nico now passive, there's Goose, you got Jax here supporting Amanek, Nex, and Hunter still floating towards mid and B right now. 2 flashes on Jax for this retake, the util coming on in. Molly towards headshot, smoke towards the left hand. Well, actually, it's a deep smoke towards elevator. Okay, Nico, that's one way to kick things off. Oscar is down and out. Yeah, it's going to be up to Shock as well. He's taken a lot of territory off of G2 here. So for this retake, if he can be set up for success, elevator's a threat, but they're actually all coming in towards Shock's angle. This is perfect. If he eats the flash, it's a problem. Need another one.
Needs Zedco to bait and switch. They clear his corner, does go 1-for-1. A lot more needed out of Zedco. Got nothing to report. Neofrag and B-Stick do find the necessary first. And time about half gone, half tick. Nico's low, but it's Amanek forcing the fight. He's got the kit on him.
Needs to sit good, doesn't he?
Does need to be getting on that defuse now, and it's Amanek still dancing off the bomb just in the nick of time. Damn, G2, they were playing with some very fine margins there.
Got dicey for a second, but handled, right? That retake on A, especially with the way that Sinners funneled them all through the heaven position, right? The smokes towards elevator / connector, whatever you want to call it at home, that's fine by me, was forcing them to all retake through this little narrow doorway.
What can he see?
Slither isn't there. Neofrag, everybody playing at home, if you want to be paying attention to who the names are, we're looking to bring the firepower for Sinners. It will be Neofrag alongside of Oscar. Those are the two who are going to pack the biggest of punches. We're seeing a force buy out the gates early here. Sinners have equipped with 2 AKs on those stars I just mentioned. Shock with the Khalil and Deagles for the rest.
Something we've grown very familiar with, Chad, on G2's CT setups is their willingness to go aggressive. They have coordinated aggressive moves. You'll see Amanek lurking in front of the deep ramp smoke, playing aggressive, even pushing and denying that fork room. Well, can I call it fork room?
I think we can.
Box room?
Well, look, there used to be a forklift there.
Lower ramp. Fork ramp. Room
50 cent.
50.
There's a big 50 on the wall.
Yeah, the candy shop.
The candy shop. Oh, Amanek's on his ways. Salivating at the mouth here.
Now then. Bomb's going B side. And Jax just continues to jiggle and jump on those sandbags, so he'll be their early warning sign. Nexa, in the meantime, is actually just pre-aiming the potential boost.
This B-bomb site to hold passively, it becomes such a mystery, right? They can boost up and jump up wood. They can do the little boost on the left-hand side to give them multiple angles. They can,
I don't know, mate. Watch Axel do it, and he just looks like 3 players.
Yeah, but he's a bopper.
Yeah,
like,
he is a
we've
bopper.
seen Nexa get overrun a lot on this B-bomb site.
Different lineup from Oscar there. We'll see how that one lands up. Nexa just playing by these boost boxes so perfectly. Flash, he's still alive. Need the trade. There's another on default. They weren't ready for Hunter. Oh, and a solid defense so far. Left in a 2v2. And bomb down default. So this force buy far from over. You can see Shock dipping down towards the stairs for the afterplant. We need to see Zedco at least find some safe passage out of the site, and he'll happily take the AK upgrade. No armor. He'll be first contact on that defuse. Speaking of defuse, the kit loose. It's a bit further forward towards that sandbags and snacks corner. And perfect from Zedco. Gets the one, but it's Jax with them both. And he is a high-impact player. We talked about it. We saw the stats as well. G2, since returning Jax to the starting roster, since removing Kenny for Jax, they've done nothing but place top 4.
That didn't seem like that was going to be the solution, right? That didn't seem like that was going to be the solution for this team whatsoever. All right, I hope we get this Jax kill on the replay here, because that was quick as you like. You knew the setup, right? It was very likely they'll both be playing from deep. The first is fantastic. The second is brilliant. Shock's that absolutely ripped off. So frustration because they got to the side. They did everything they need to do.
And if you're Shocked, you know that if you just don't die there, the round is yours. That was a 10-second defuse out of Jax. He had to hit that shot. Oof. And that was their force, Chad. So much lay on it. I say that was their force. Look at their buy. Yeah. Getting the bomb down pays dividends.
Yeah, taking 4 players as well helps. And here you go, kicking off another round. 2 big openings. Neofrag, he's got 1 to his name. Zedco with 1 of his own.
Here we go.
Now we're talking. G2 did a good job of clawing back that retake, but I don't think it's going to be as easy this time round. Now that the numbers fall heavily in the favor of the Sinners here, and they haven't even had to apply too much pressure onto the sites just yet, they can regroup. They can use this bunch of smokes and flashes they have and just trade out efficiently as Shock's starting to have a look mid, see if anybody's home. Nobody up close and personal. And they are being given A for free right now. Amanek will be the only one close enough to do anything about this. And if those smokes land as foretold, you shouldn't be able to do anything at all. Bit of a flubbed flash there from NeoFrag, but that's the early jitters. This is their second game against opponents at this level ever, right? Yeah. It was only big before that. Shock's on a naughty flank.
He's actually got a really good timing here. I don't think Amanek's going to be ready for this.
He should knife him, but he won't. Oh, wait. Maybe he can't get that kill at all now. Amanek has slipped away. Ah, there you go, the frag. Then orbs on the ground. You'd love to get a knife kill in early. You know, your first game of Pro League. I don't know if Shock's a knifer. Maybe he's not a big knifer.
But were you implying for the financial benefit?
No, I was implying that, you know,
confidence.
just really just like, we've just knifed Amanek.
Yeah,
We've just started the game. We just knifed, you know, just, it doesn't matter.
Get the mojo flowing.
Yeah. He looks like a very serious lad, though, doesn't he? I don't know how much knifing we'll be getting out of Shock.
I mean, especially considering round 2, you just had a round you were convinced you'd win, and probably would every time in ESEA Premier. Taken away from you by a very, very sharp Frenchman. One of the best when it comes to aim in the older boys is Jaxie Boy.
Yeah, he's sharp, and he's great at the off angles as well here. And you consider the names around him, Hunter and Nico, we talk about how fantastic their individual ability is as well. Obviously, Amanek has, I want to say Amanek has the toughest role on this team, just purely because he's not a primary AWPer, being now a primary AWPer and playing it as a supportive. Think about it like Nitro. That's probably a good way to paint it, right? He's not a star. He's not being set up like a star AWPer.
But necessary impact required.
Yes. So you're not getting all the goodies, but there we go. A bit more pace to this one.
3 G2 members here. Amanek with the util to set up Nico, but he's so blind. He's actually been booked, and there may be more. Jack's on the retreat. Amanek bails him out, but damage done again from the Sinners. Successful wallbang. NeoFrag softens up Hunter, and Jax is catching bullets as well. The boost, though, what a great response. The nade in response from them. This is crazy. There's more flying through the sky, and Oscar dunks onto Hunter. What a crazy 20 seconds.
All right, catch that one.
Wow. Boosts, nades, counter wallbangs, and Amanek feeds himself straight into the machine.
This is winnable now. Nexus found Oscar during all of this. Zedco put low by Amanek's push. It's just really B-Stick operating with the HP, and he only has a Galil to his name, so they're trying to hightail it out of here, but the sound cues, Nexo can be hearing a couple of these faint footsteps as they run away.
B-Stick's got a head start. He should be, like, up to Jenny's by the time Nexus and CT.
Nexo doesn't have a kit either here, so as soon as this bomb goes down, start the 40-second timer.
If he gets that first burst, like the first jiggle, first contact, needs to be a kill here at Nexus. That was his contact. B-Stick tagged up. They know where he is.
Might need to reload here, 4 bullets.
Yeah, you're right. That could be a problem for him. Might have to opt for the pistol if he doesn't choose to reload. Admittedly, Zedka's low, and 4 bullets is plenty. Deagle to finish the job, and he's already softened him up. B-Stick getting a bit nervous now, and the fight's given to him. Nexus so close, 10 HP separating him from the 1v2. B-Stick will recover, and they equalize nicely. That's going to put the CTs on their bottoms. And it's time for the Sinners to take the lead.
Important they won that one there, right? We obviously had the 1-on-2 that they lost it just a little bit earlier to Jax, but now they've gotten that one out of the way, right? It's more about just pushing these jitters aside, because this is a big game. This is the team that represents a region, and for the longest time, it was just Oscar representing that region. Czech Republic. We've got the full squad here. I know Striker from HLTV will be watching on.
His boys. Ouch. Some of my first and best LAN memories are in Prague. Nico, however, has dunked onto NeoFrag on a weapon down. Won't be retrievable.
It's good util usage there. It's nice to pepper them up on the ascent.
He's going for more, and they are all partnered up here. So Nico, already with another. Zedco's not going to be expecting the party, and that enables Hunter to get another. G2, solid setup, but Sinners just feed themselves into this, and they're going to have to recover. You can't just let this one slip away.
This would be a bad one to lose. Really
bad one to lose. I mean, they didn't even fully invest. I mean, didn't flirt with investing more than just a sidearm. And now, B-Stick and Shock called upon. Hunter does walk in. If he gets the second Nexus, Deagle's too threatening, and they know exactly where you are, Shock. You said he's got a serious face on him. Well, he's going to be a whole lot more serious now. The bomb under enemy control. 50 seconds, and they are unarmored, but this is G2. He's starting to feel the pressure every bullet that misses its mark, confirming his position. He's still worried about a flank, and understandably so, but they've got the bomb. They don't need to be anywhere else. Molly and a smoke.
He's not going to get too many more opportunities with these fights here.
X-ray off. We live in his own vision, clearing his corners. One spotted. Did he spot the one on site? He has too many targets. Does well to snap into Amanek. Jax, however, baited in. Crosshair pulled away. And G2, they will take practically an eco.
Yeah, the fight that he got with the jiggle from the Heaven player initially, yeah, that's almost a dream. And then once they just tightened it up, you could see there how passive they were, waiting for contact to take the swing, wanted to lure him in. And they managed to pull off exactly what they were looking for. So 3-2 is the scoreline. We're getting back into the action here. The replays, they sound pretty good.
They sound like a
bloody
solid
juicy.
replay pack.
Slowed down as well.
Get back into game audio now. I'm sure we'll be able to just change that fader. Oscar has opened up onto Jax. Neofrag boosted up, but could catch nades if he's not careful. Oh, they heard that. Nico heard that. Knows there was a dismount.
Well, they have this number advantage here, and they're in no rush anymore, right? The faster players, they got caught off by utility, they got beaten on down, and now they're just happy to do the pendulum. Swing back and forth between these two bomb sites, stay as silent as you like. Don't give away any audible information to G2 during all of this, and now set yourself up for a free B bomb site. Next is over towards A. Amanek was the only player who can respond, and well, with the AWP, he's going to get smoked off, and oh, before the smoke, Zedco runs out. He goes down. Now we have a 4-on-4, and a lot of utility for G2 if they want to go for this retake now.
Boosting over the smoke, he slips off just at the most unopportune moment.
Oh, they're boosting as well. This is a power position for Oscar here.
It absolutely is. First time we get to see that T-side AWP in his hands, and it does seem like they are going to give it a good go. Maybe not anymore. B-Stick denies. Hunter and Nexa do not get any opportunities to voice their concerns. Amanek's looking for one on the way out and does collect. But hey, that's a lovely return to form for Sinners. That's what they were hoping for. They would sour the mood to lose rifles more than one. Neofrag very close to that Molotov as Nico dumps his util to deter. Bang. Oh, Nico, you cheeky boy. Through damage and the nade, he's actually taken another AK down. So it does get very costly, and their money is far from safe. Chad, you're going to be just, as an analyst, as someone who's a fan of the finer things,
yeah,
you might have enjoyed that.
That's great, right? They're obviously not playing to win the round anymore. Nico just doing as much damage as he can. You're about to see that damage reflected in the buy. So instead of them having AKs across the board, we're going to see 3 Galils, 1 AK, and an AWP still carried across. So they keep the big green, that's nice, but you'd love to have the AKs out instead of these Galils.
Yeah, great catch. I mean, that was Amanek onto B-Stick as well. Don't forget, he's stuck around, just looking to make it as costly as possible, and they've actually made it a threatening 7th round here. G2-3, Sinners the same. Posturing B again, but that's where the AWP of Amanek is. You can see he's sweeping between all of the 3 options. He has a boost on the left, a boost on the right, and that stairs headshot angle.
Oh, if they don't have a Molotov for quad right now, if he was just to hang around here, he might be able to pivot. He doesn't have anybody close to support him. So if you're Amanek and you're committed like this, you're almost hoping they don't come. But here comes the util.
Oh, and catching B-Stick on the jump, dropping his own smoke to escape.
Well, that's enough. They're running away. They faked them out here. G2 are completely rotating away. 3 of them just evacuated.
Just working it out now in response, but Neofrag is up. Jax denies. Big frag from him. It's Shock, though, with the Galil. Puts some riflers down on their bottom. Bomb to be planted. Oscar's close. Dancing around with Nexa, though, in the smoke. Oh, and he's even tagging them all up. Oh, they finish them all off quick, as easy as that. Oh, I felt like there was some real hope for Sinners in that one, but it just falls apart so quick.
These are the rounds that, as a Sinners fan, you really want to see them avoiding, right? The ones that they have the clear weapon advantage. We already saw them lose a pistol round earlier that Shock had to try and clutch on out. These are the ones that you want them to be putting in their back pocket and marching forward, because if they've converted those so far, this would be quite the commanding first half. Now, they're not out of this matchup by any means. We're still in the very early stages, and if anything, we should be questioning why G2 are struggling so much against the rifles. Right now, should have a little bit of a buffer. Nico with the secondary AWP. Takes down Zedco, and 4 Deagled Sinners players remain.
I don't know if it's like my eyes just becoming older or the typeface that CSGO uses, but how close are you to calling him Zioko? At all? Just me? Like that D and that O. I think I've just got bad eyes.
I know what you're saying. Like I can...
Like, it's a very
You want it to be more prominent?
There's just a spiky corner on the O, to me.
Yeah, look.
Zioko doesn't really... Like Danoko, that's what I'm thinking about. You go, Glenn Coco.
Yeah, we could do that with him now that Danoko's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not the same.
Zedco.
I wanted to do, you know, because winners are grinners, is a saying.
Winners are grinners.
Yeah.
It's not much of a saying, is it? Well, winners are happy.
Yeah.
That's a pretty terrible saying. I mean, that goes without saying, doesn't it? That's why we don't need to say it or have a saying.
Okay, well,
Winners,
is it not a common saying?
Winners are grinners.
It's not common, obviously.
It's not, perhaps not in my household.
Okay.
Probably because there wasn't much winning going on in the Richardson household. Nico gets his 3, or at least 2. Nice snappy deal out of Oscar to at least put Hunter on the rebuy.
Oh, he's thinking about it. All right.
Ooh.
So they may have picked up the double AWPs out of accident, right? I know that sounds crazy, but because the kills that went down on the A bomb side before, next they just picked up whatever rifle was available. So maybe the double AWPs wasn't how they want to operate on the CT side. So with the option to pick up an AK instead, you can see just why they would go for that. 5-3 the score is Reed. And that was an investment there from Sinners. So we should be seeing another low buy round. Oscar will have enough to buy an AWP in the next round. He might maybe even just buy a flash for them to operate with here, because the rest of the players, when they get the 2,400 loss bonus into the next round of play, are not going to be working with a lot in a round like this. Nico just tearing them apart. Without the mollies, right, and all the flashes, it does become a bit of a shooting gallery. Now, if you're not too familiar with Oscar, he was fantastic once upon a time in mouse sports, was where he really made a name for himself. He was really, really good in the action with the AWP, right? Once they had done like a set piece and he's been able to get out, I thought he was very good in the thick of things.
Yeah, I mean, my read of Oscar when I was casting him, I mean, we must be talking 2016, like as early as that, was he was always the playmaker. He was always the, like, you know, he can bail you out of a situation with just a P250 and an AWP on his back. I think at times when he's in the zone, he reads the game similarly to that of a star AWPer like Simple and Zywoo. You know, like when he's actually in the game, when he can see through the walls, Oscar has the game sense to translate crazy rounds. Obviously not to the same extent. He's also, I would argue, just a personal read of Oscar and his story so far in Counter-Strike is that he's one of his own worst enemies in terms of the mental game of professional Counter-Strike. He doesn't have that superstar mindset like the aforementioned do.
Yeah, the confidence, you don't feel like it's exuding from him, right?
No, yeah, it's almost like he's kind of, yeah, he acts just as surprised as everyone else when he clutches up.
But the thing is now with Oscar in this team, right, so going and now playing regionally after being in Hellraisers, he was Mouse Sports for a while, he went back to Hellraisers for a little while, he was even in Sprout, yes, the German Sprout, I believe. And now that he's back, he's doing it in a... he's an older player, right? I think he's 30 years of age. So for him to be going back, and what he is doing within this team is helping out the generation of players younger than him, helping out his scene in a massive way. And this is probably one of the last options you kind of have left to go from nothing to try and ramp on up and build something.
I mean, I think that that's something that a lot of players, as they get older in their career, start thinking about.
I'd like to hope they do.
Well, I mean, Alu, if you remember, ages ago, I think during NIP times, when he joined NIP briefly, he was like, one of my career goals before I quit is to have a full Finnish roster again. He wants to bring that back. We saw it briefly, of course.
And it was good.
And it was good.
And then it all fell apart.
Maybe this is Oscar's ends.
Oh. Well, if they get a major final, I'm sure they'll be happy. I don't know about the falling apart, getting rid of your in-game leader. We'll stay away from all of that.
Yeah, like playground politics, but with giant salaries involved.
It's funny how that happened.
Human beings not addressing their feelings, letting it manifest and fester into resentment and envy.
Welcome to everybody's lives.
Fester is a good word, though.
It is
It describes exactly what I'm talking about when I use it. Neofrag, hello,
It's a bit of a lurky boy mission, isn't he?
I'll tell you now, it is hard to shoot through those grates. I can't tell if it's 0 damage or if it's just something in the CS engine. They are committing to B through this, and bombs on the back of B stick. Nico, however, ready to deny. Hunter's still there as well. They haven't found them. Such a heavy price to pay to get into the site. Oscar claws something back. He'd need another instantaneously. There is a generator player in the form of Amanek, but he's not gone aggressive. Oscar has, though. Just pushed up high to the scope, and he walks straight into Nico. No hope for Zedco. I doubted myself for a second there. Zedco. It's a D. It's a D. 10 HP. One from behind, and yeah, it's as easy as that for Jax. Slips away. Couple of opportunities there. You can see their hopes and plans. A 4-man B with an A lurk to catch and punish.
Yeah, it's just a shame when your lurk goes down first, right?
Yeah.
So Neofrag's dead. At that point, you're not worried. He can't come through lurk. He can't catch anybody off guard. He can't even call you back to the site. Let's say if you get some traction and you fall flat on his take like they did. But you can just see that it's just an absolute gauntlet. So that's smoke saved to deny front sight, just channels them into one line of sight. And there you go. So G2 up to 7 now. One more round needed. Take the half. And this is Sinner's map choice. It's one of their better maps, if not their best map. But
Neofrag gets a chance at redemption.
Okay. Well, they are in max loss bonus territory, right? So at this point, you can understand why they might want to go for buys like this, but they need a plant. If you're going to invest this heavily, a bomb plant almost seems like a minimum. Trying a new avenue this time round, so through middle. So they're gearing up for what could be a B split, just trying to punish the second letter of the alphabet.
You can see B-Sticks lined up the smoke for the cross to construction counter utility deployed. They'll have to disrespect that, and they are rushing up the connector. G2 to respond, Hunter's there, as is Nexa, and yeah, it's as easy as that. Solid attempt, the rifle from Neofrag does post one, but now he's all alone, and he's not too long for this wild either. 3 quick from Hunter's B defense. And you can see how reactive G2's setup was. It wasn't even questioned, it wasn't even doubted. Nico responsible for middle. As soon as he loses vision, he calls upon the B defenders to react. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, Hunter gets 3.
Yeah, this position as well, to be front of the Jennies as opposed to behind it, almost acts as a bit of a shield for him, right? He can pivot around it. Now, Neofrag did manage to get a kill there, which means with the loss bonus, he can go AK head armor. It just won't have any utility, and, well, Oscar has gone for the AWP, and he only has 1 smoke. So that means that B-Stick, Zedco, and Shock are going to be the ones who are throwing all the nades. Now, they had success when they were getting these slower A maneuvers, but ever since they lost to that pistol upgrade and then that hodgepodge saved weapons with pistols around it, it's really kind of all been one-way traffic for G2. They've now managed 5 in a row. Within that 5 spree, there's only been 1 round with bomb going down. If you just were to be able to be where I am right now, ladies and gents, you can't because you're not in the game. But there was a patch of like 3 or 4 rounds there where it was 1v1s, right? 1v1s, 1v2s. Could have been difference makers for Sinners going forward. Here we go, back towards this A jaunt. Neofrag.
Lovely find, and he's dipped away before Amanek can even have a voice into the contest of ramp. Slipping away. Oh, he's in trouble if they jiggle on the crane. No, never mind. He's the one that's the threat. And now with 2 frags on A, you can see why B-Stick is a little excited about the prospect. Wants to advance. Grouping up. Oscar, however, has been rumbled. They know Hunter's short. This is the flank, though. He's not expecting it, but it doesn't matter. Hunter has a laser beam. He's playing a sci-fi adventure. Jesus, Rails 3. And there's more to come on the edge of the smoke. Neofrag pulls it back into Sinner's favor.
Oh, it's a winnable round now, at least for Nexa. That was looking extremely unlikely. I cannot believe how much damage Hunter's just done.
Yeah, but Shock, the poor guy has been beamed by Jax. Hunter's caught him on a flank. He's not had a very confidence-boosting opening 12. Now, Nexa's on the right side. He's got the kit. He's got the weapon. How does he play this? Peeks into Neofrag, and that will be an important and impactful quad kill out of Neofrag. Opened it up, closes it down.
Yeah, good stuff from him right there, winning it single-handedly. And that was just walking towards A, right? They were just given a couple of opportunities, and when those fights come your way, you have to convert them, and they did. This is the first. This from Hunter was absolutely wild, right? The fact that he was able to flick on over for that kill onto Shock.
It felt like it had
nuts.
An age to readjust into Shock, but we were watching it from Shock's POV. It felt instantaneous. Oh, very valiant attempt from Hunter. Yeah, could have been a real smashing highlight, but 8-4. This could still be a very competitive half for the boys if they can stabilize now. This round is going to be very telling.
You can see the immediate response to losing the fights over towards A. They've just gone and barreled down ramp. They have 4 players over here to make sure that there can be no contest. But Sinners have got what they wanted. They have Nexa currently isolated over towards this B bomb site. He's just dropped out his smoke at 1:24.
Seems well timed, no?
Yeah, and hopefully at least info is taken by the other G2 members or somebody starts rotating. That's not enough to deny, is it? So that 1 smoke and they're already starting to backpedal.
I think they're just worried that someone's pushed ramp for info, right?
Wow, this is going to get very scary because the bomb is with Neofrag right now.
Jeez, that smoke has genuinely channeled them back. Unless this is just a util dump, confirms that no one pushed up. Orp fires off a shot and dumping his own util. That's confirmation.
Like they have to go B.
Yeah, it feels like that's the... Ooh, tagged him up. On the off angle, I think it was Oscar. The second smoke deployed on B. Now they'll have to walk through that. If they want to set up a boost, they can do so.
Well, G2 are between 2 minds as well right now. Like, they just rotated over, now they're rotating back, now they're rotating back over. So Nexa, I think he'll be on his lonesome when this hit comes in. Hunter doesn't have any utility to help him here either on the rotation.
Yeah, Neofrag's looking the wrong way. Next is in a prime position to deny, and there's a second bomb delivered to his doorstep. 3 on the lockdown. Oscar left to clutch 1v5, and it's just too much. So next up, that's a couple of times we've jumped to his POV, responsible for B, and he's thrived. Hunter's done it before as well.
It shouldn't be easy, right? It should not be easy. And he just had a lot of confidence there. The fact he only took the fight on the right-hand side of Tetris as his teammates covered off the mouth of B main. Great stuff. G2 get their 9th, and that could have been a back-breaking round. If Sinners grabbed that one, money for G2, questionable, and maybe a chance for them to go 8-7 on the half. But now, let's see, can they stop G2 Esports from getting double digits? Pistols out for one more time. One way, yeah? Looks like it.
Do you want someone to be peeking over it, though, if you're dropping it, right?
Yeah, those deagles can get pesky. Oh, that's pretty pesky. The head of the smoke, all right. I'll use it as the one way. Nexa just pushes forward, takes 2. This is unraveled already.
Right, so I don't know what they're supposed to do. Beastick's got 30 HP in a dream. He's not going to get past Hunter. Next is just like, oh, wait, is that a smoke for me?
That seems nice.
Thank you so much.
Let me just get in front of that and kill 2 of you, shall I?
Jax has slipped through spawn, T-spawn that is, and will have an opportunity to strike with the knife in between the shoulder blades should he continue to walk. The unenviable task of a 1v3 against a fully bought up G2, and with only a $700 pistol. Great shot onto him, but that should be the counter. He went for the pistol. Amanek gave him just a small window.
Someone said he's low. That always happens. Someone
Like,
goes,
he's got an
low,
AWP on his
low.
back.
You know, when someone goes 10 HP, and then you as an AWPer, I guess
you
I
don't
have
want to be
use
missing the
pistol.
AWP shot on 10 HP.
Yeah. And then when he's not,
This was it. Hunter finding 2 as Oscar and Beastick were knocking on that B door. Solid work. It was actually all down to Shock, who actually managed to not only get those frags, he got away, reposition, came back for another onto Nico. But a 10-5 half would sound a whole lot better than 11-4. Heading back towards A, and 3 members of G2 here to contest, dumping util and likely bullets as well.
More nades.
Beastick swallows one of them. 50 damage to the intestines.
Might catch the toes here, Beastick, if he's looking. Not looking. Not looking.
Just a jungle of smokes on ramp at that point. Like, you have to be a real nerd if you are ready for that. Shock was ready for Hunter's off angle, though. There you go.
Good equalizer.
Ooh, he's taking a real gamble here. Amanek's not going to call it. He will now.
Oh.
Neofrag does catch Jax. At least it's kept level. No one else to report on A. But he was so pushed up.
Well, the bomb's on Oscar right now.
Oh, and he's got nothing.
It's a free runway.
Completely free real estate.
Well, they could double nade the plant spot here. Nexa and Nico both have HEs.
Ooh, Oscar does deal with the Nexa aggress, and it is only Nico. He's gone 10-5. Sinners make good on their promise to keep it competitive. Vertigo, our first map, G2 firmly in the lead, just 6 rounds separating them from a 1-0 start.